Thanks for joining this demonstration of the new IRiS Assistant. What we're trying to do with the IRiS Assistant is help users to more confidently model new data into their integration layer or their silver layer, helping to build an integration model one table at a time. So I'm going to walk you through today what we're doing with this new assistant, and we will start with this UI. We have 5 tabs as you can see along the top here. The first tab we're going to dive into is the settings. So basic things, we can set up a connection here, new connection to Microsoft Fabric or Snowflake. In this case, I'm using Snowflake, and Databricks will be coming shortly. So we use this Snowflake connection that we've already set up. And one of the things that we can do is pin some schemas here so that you can more easily find the tables that you're looking to bring into your model. Also in the settings, we have some source control, so we can set up a Git repository. In this case, we're using Azure DevOps, so I can push all of the results of the modeling to that repository. And you can see we're using Anthropic's Claude here as the underlying LLM. You can deploy this onto Microsoft Foundry and use other LLM providers if you choose. So we will start over here on the chat window. This is where all the action starts with the assistant. And the first step really is to bring in the table that you want to add to your silver layer. And we do follow a methodology of adding one table at a time. That keeps things nice and agile, keeps you focused on the metadata that you need, the data that you need to deliver to the analytics team or to the business, rather than focusing on trying to model your entire enterprise in one step, which is a long exercise. So we can paste in a DDL, we can upload a file, or we can use a connection. As we just saw, we set up the connection to Snowflake. So I will grab a table from one of those schemas that we set up, and the IRiS Assistant went and grabbed that definition, and so it's presenting this here to me, and I can say, yes, that is the table that I am looking for. Also, you can see on the right here, as we capture various bits of metadata about this table, this section will populate, and it kind of guides us through a number of questions that we should be asking of this data as we're going through the modeling process. So I'll confirm that's the right table, and the very first question is, what source does this belong to? We're using a database around car sales and car servicing. So I will select the cars database as the source of the data. Now it's looking at what kind of load pattern does this follow, and it's identified that it's likely a delta load. We could select a snapshot or CDC, but we will confirm that it is in fact a delta load. And then it's asking who is the owner of this data, and that may be the source system owner, or it may be the person who owns this particular domain of data in the business. So we will confirm that. The next step is actually identifying any personally identifiable information. So the tool has actually looked at the data and identified a number of fields that look like it's PII, and we can either select additional or deselect some of these if we wanted to, but in this case it's correct. The next step is to actually identify, is this going to be a business vault table or is it a raw vault table? Difference being, raw vault is sourced from source systems, whereas business vault tables are the result of business rules run across data that was already in the raw vault. So it is not a business vault table, it is a raw vault table. And so we'll select that. And now what it's doing is actually taking this metadata that we've captured here, plus the descriptions of the tables and the profiling information that we gathered from the table itself, from profiling some of the data in the table, to actually create essentially a recommendation around what is the right business keys within this table. So it's identified one potential business key. It's seen that we have a customer ID field here. It's suggesting that we turn that into hub customer, and it's giving me a reason why, and it's also giving me a definition of customer, the agreed definition of customer. And so it's also telling me that this was matched on the 26th of May, meaning that it's seen hub customer before, and this data matches, and it should be modeled to that. So it's delivering this recommendation with very high confidence. So we will accept that. And now it's asking me, is there a business key collision code, which we do have in this table. So we will confirm the right field for that. If there wasn't a business key collision code, then IRiS would generate one for you. So that's a very easy step. And then there are no additional business keys in this table that we want to model. So we will move on. Final step here is asking me if there is a source extract date, which actually I believe there is. So yes, there is. So we will select the column that actually has the extract time and bring that through. And as you'll see now, it's going to suggest a model for me using that information that it's gathered, our modeling rules, the IRiS modeling standards, and here we can see we have a customer hub and we have a satellite from the sales system holding customer details. So it's given us this model with high confidence and a description why. I can change the type of satellite to multi-active or dependent child if it was required, but in this case it's not. So we will accept this particular model as being correct for the table that we're bringing in. And so the next step is actually around helping to build the ontology for the business. So we can bring in terms and definitions into the registry for agreed definitions of things within the business. And in this case, customer has been seen before. There is an agreed definition for customer, so it will use and apply that definition. But if it was something new we hadn't seen before, some new business key that we're modeling, then IRiS would suggest a candidate definition that would be put up for approval. So what we're trying to do is make sure that there is, for every hub in your model, there is a corresponding entity in your ontology, and for every link in the model, there is a corresponding relationship, and that those definitions are delivered so that when you get to delivering an AI solution on the top of this lakehouse, that you have the right ontological assets that you need to make that actually work properly. So we will continue here. So we set up the repo earlier, so I can just grab my my feature set in the repo, and I can push this to that repository. And so what's being pushed out is a metadata file for the source definition, one for the target model, and one for the mapping. And those files are used by the IRiS code generation to generate the code for your target platform, be that Microsoft Fabric, Snowflake, or Databricks. As well as a JSON file that stores all of this metadata that we've captured, things like the PII information, the definitions, everything else. And that can be used to push information out to governance tooling and semantic modeling tooling to support downstream artifacts. But as far as bringing this particular table into the model, we are done, and we can complete this particular session and move on to the next table in the model. So I will show you what the model looks like. So you can see here, maybe stretch this out just a little bit to make it a little bit easier to read. But essentially we have a number of hubs that have been mapped from both a sales system and a service system, and also the links that have been created here. We have in fact in here a same as link around customer, denoting that we have obviously customer information from multiple systems, and we're using that same as link to identify some of that. So this is really good if you want to interrogate your model. You can click onto each hub and actually see what information, what tables are actually feeding each hub, the definition, the business key. Same for the links. You can look at what business keys participate in these links, what tables are feeding those as well. But for a more detailed look, you can actually step into the registry. And here we have detailed metadata about every element that's gone into the modeling. And so we capture this every time, and this is a shared repository among all your modelers. And so we build this up. We have every hub, every link, every satellite, all the tables that have fed the model from any source, full audit log of all the things that have happened with the model, including any changes, modifications, and then obviously any PII that's been identified from any of the source systems as well. So this gives us a really rich asset to make sure that we're pushing governance and ontological information to the right systems, but also a great way to search for where your data is in your model. And in future releases, we'll have some capability for search and for compare against what's been deployed to production versus what's maybe still modeled but not yet deployed. And then the final step in this is that we actually have a built-in guide as well. So this will walk you through the process. So that's a quick look at the IRiS Assistant. This fits very neatly with the IRiS code generation to deliver the code for your target platform, essentially providing the integration, automation, and modeling that's needed to uplift what's delivered by the hyperscaler platforms, and then fit in with all of the tool sets that they deliver to give you a very fast delivery of your lake house, and speed up your team and make modeling less of a challenge. So hopefully you enjoyed this. If you want to see more, if you want to see a more detailed demonstration, then please reach out. The details are obviously on the webpage, so you can connect to us. This is readily available now in beta, production version coming soon, but all customers and all partners can get access to the beta tool, which can produce this and or produce this modeling and help you with your modeling straight away. So please reach out, give us a chat. Okay, I'll see you on the next one.